Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that we're coming on with another video to explain what we're going to be doing and what we're looking at today in our terms of weather, not just today, but in the coming several days. We're going to be watching a lot of stuff. We're going to be talking about the drought. We're going to be talking about a tropical system down in the Gulf, where it's not in the Gulf yet, but we're watching it to make sure it doesn't get in the Gulf, but it's Tropical Storm Brett. And right now, they don't know what's going to become of it, or if it's going to get up into the Gulf, or it's going to go into Honduras, or they've got several renditions on the models on what it's going to do or not do. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you, and we're going to talk about how much rainfall we need, and what areas got rain and what areas did not. And we're also going to look at some of the live cameras around the area, especially down in Tennessee, where they're currently getting a few showers and storms. But overall, it's just one of those nice weather days to where if you haven't been outside, get out there and enjoy it, because I promise it won't stay nice like this forever. It will end at some point, and all good things have to come to an end. But you know what? I always try to keep you guys informed, and that's what I'm doing with this. Hopefully you'll like this video. Be sure and like it and subscribe to it. It'll sure help us a lot, because if I don't get some subscriptions, we'll see what the future of this channel looks like. But anyway, take a look at it, see what you think, and let me know. Well, hello again, everyone. It's good to see you guys again. I feel like I've done this before many times, but anyway, I'm glad to see you. We have been a little shy on being on here the last week or so, but we are back now. We've got a few things to talk about. Number one, we'll talk about our current condition. We see, Mark, you see the satellite out there. It's pretty well a mostly cloudy day, I'd say, at least partly, what do they call it? Partly sunny, which means there's more clouds than sun. Yeah, partly sunny means sunny. That means more clouds than sun, and partly cloudy means there's more sun than clouds, which, I don't know, kind of, when I first heard that, kind of made my mind go tilt, but it's partly sunny out there today, and it's quite pleasant. Our temperatures are in the 70s, and humidity is fairly low, so yeah, it's nothing really to complain about. Mark, what do you see in our weather for right now?
Well, all these clouds, just like all our rain over the past few days, has come from a low pressure center that's been off to our southeast. That's why everything's been coming in from an odd direction. You'll notice the rain and storms have been moving in from the east and from the northeast, which is very unusual for us.
Yeah, I've seen this happen before in the last few years. Well, I guess it's happened a lot longer than that, but it's always amazing to watch, because you just don't see them come from that direction too often. That cutoff low, and when I say cutoff low, that means that it's cut off from the main jet stream, which would steer that low on off to the east or whatever. But since it's cut off, it means it's not attached to any steering flow. And so therefore it just meanders around the area, and it's drifted down to the south right now, but I think it's going to move back north. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's going to move back north. That's going to give us a continued chance of afternoon or evening showers, especially through the heat of the day for the next day or so. Not too much in the way of additional rain, just a little bit. As you see, the satellite goes into motion right there. All the rotation, that low is just off to our east, just off to our southeast. But then it's going to start to move out. And what's going to start to move it out is another cool front pushing down our way toward the end of the weekend.
Yeah, it's unusual weather for the 4th of July, maybe, as we get down in towards, get through this week. But I think Sunday we'll see that cool front come in, and it could be a little bit rowdy, don't you think?
It could. The SPC, Storm Prediction Center, does have us outlined in an area for Sunday evening into Monday for the potential for possible severe weather.
Yeah, that would mainly be, if I had to guess, probably would be a squall line that would form. And
Probably a squall
yeah,
line. Straight line winds and possible hail would be the biggest threats.
right, right. So as it comes in, those storms could fire up. Don't know how big a severe threat it's going to be. It's really hard, it seems like, to generate any severe weather right now in this part of the country. Now, they've had some terrible severe weather back in Texas, but I don't see anything like that here. At
Yeah,
least
and
not.
before that comes our way, they're looking for potential severe weather up around Iowa and the Dakotas and Minnesota in that general area for Saturday. But then that particular part of the energy starts to drop down our direction as it passes through.
Well, whenever let me see if I can get the radar shot up here. Come on here. I guess I have to stop this from motion. Well, we're going to zoom in a little bit anyway. I've got Levi up here. He's going to help me just a second. Let's see.
Those over near the Mississippi River, you can see you've probably got a little bit more sunshine than we do right here. That might warm your temperatures up a bit more.
Escape.
Could be bringing us up into the well up into the 80s over in that direction, and then over the next several days we'll see that as well. Between now and when the cold front comes through, we may see our high temperatures in the general area get up into the mid to upper 80s, maybe 90, maybe not.
Well, I'm not too hot on the, as you know, on that heat. I'm not a hot weather person. When I get
I
up,
don't like it too much myself.
yeah, when you get up above, yeah, hang on here just a minute. I'm trying to get this worked up here. Hang on just a second. Can't seem to get my radar mega to come up. Oops, sorry, Mark. I'll bring you back. Don't run away. Okay, I got too quick on the trigger finger here. Yeah, okay, now he's saying, what are we doing over here? Hey, no, we don't. There we go. We've got it. We've got it now. Let's go to the Paducah. Well, Paducah doesn't show anything. Not really. Let's go off to eastern Kentucky. Well, we see a little bit of shower activity over in eastern Kentucky right now. That's where a lot of shower activity is going to be over the next day or two because the low pressure area is going to be moving up in the eastern areas. I think it's going to be over eastern Tennessee by maybe this evening or tomorrow. And so you're seeing a concentration of the showers over that way right now. Let me see if I can go in here a little bit. We'll look at this one camera. That's Jamestown, Tennessee. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's pretty low hanging.
Lots of low clouds.
Yeah, low clouds, and it looks like they're really low, as a matter of fact. So it looks like maybe they've gotten a little rain. I see the pavement there looks wet, but let's see. Outdoor temperature 66.9 degrees. That is chilly for this time of the year. So
It's chilly for this time of year.
let's see. Let's move around a little bit. Let's go down here to, I don't know where I'm going, but the radar does. White County, OEM, Sparta, Tennessee. You ever been to Sparta?
I actually have been to Sparta.
I have too. It's a nice little town. It's been
It
a
is.
long time since I've been down there, but that's just right at the edge of the mountains where it's starting to become mountainous. And they look like they've got about the same kind of weather. They got even lower hanging clouds. In fact, if you look off out in the distance, they may be
It
getting
looks like there's a bit of rain coming down
Yeah,
off
that's-
there and to the right of the picture.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It does look like it's starting to rain there. It sure does look nice. So I love those cloudy, rainy days. Anyway, 68 degrees there in Sparta. So anyway, let's go back over here to our neck of the woods, the one where we're all interested in. I'm going to try UT Martin here. We finally got it up. They were down just a minute ago. They got an outdoor temperature of 82 degrees, and look at that sky. It's pretty much, well, I think they've got...
Almost partly cloudy. Look at that blue sky shining through
Yeah,
and
that's-
sunshine on the ground.
That does look pretty nice. Well, nice if you like the sun and heat. Right now, I'm in a rainy day pattern mode right now, but it's okay. It's okay. You got to have a little sunshine too. Can't be all cloudy. We'd all get depressed, and But anyway, so let's talk about the drought situation. A lot of people got some good rains. And let's see here.
Share whole right screen.
Hold on. What?
Share whole right screen.
I'm sorry. I
Left
still.
side. Should be third one down.
There we go. Hey, Mark, I still see you, so you're good. If you'll look down to your left, you'll see the drought monitor. And this, I don't know, has this been updated, you think?
I don't think it's been updated. It should have updated today. They update it every Thursday, once a week.
Yeah.
But they're still showing us in abnormally dry with a D1 drought situation right along the Kentucky-Tennessee border and that area to the west of the lakes. And that was just an area they had down there where they've been even more abnormally dry. But looking at the rain accumulation over the past 5 days around the area from the Kentucky Mesonet, some areas have only maybe gotten an inch of rain, some haven't got that, but several areas got between 2 and 4 inches of rain, which is really making an impact on that abnormally dry condition.
I'm zooming in a little bit here so we can see Kentucky a little bit better and Tennessee. Yeah, you know, the northwest corner of Tennessee and also the northwest areas of Kentucky. And then this little area right in the center here, where it looks like roughly Todd, Logan counties.
Could be. That seems a little bit abnormal to me, especially with the low that's been dropping rain here for the past several days.
Yeah, but you know, I checked the Messenet site on Todd County's rainfall amounts, and after I had gotten, I think, a little over 2 inches at my place, I look over at them, and they've only got, like, I'm seeing totals of like 4/10 of an inch, a third of an inch, pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's what happens when you have showery precipitation. Gets a lot in some places, especially when several showers pass over the same point. The other places they don't get nearly as much, so that makes the soil moisture and all the other hydrological conditions just kind of spotty from here to there. So abnormally dry, I don't know. The last time I looked at the totals, we were running right close to what we would normally be getting, at least for Christian County, and some of the other counties look the same.
Yeah, I think.
But again, some of the other counties are probably a good inch to 2 inches below their normal by now.
Yeah, Trigg got a whopping 4 inches of rain. I've seen a couple of different totals over in that county. 4 inches of rain. That is a nice amount. Same thing, I think, over just across the lake there in Callaway County, Mayfield, and Murray got a little bit, and then he drops off again back over in the driest areas. They just didn't
Yeah.
get as much. And you know, I get my
And
stuff.
again, that comes from that low being off to our east and southeast. We got more rain than they got. So it didn't quite make it all the way over to them like it did us.
Well, you know, I said a dry pattern is hard to break, and it is. And
It
the
is.
only thing that's going to break it is things like what has happened. We've got some areas get picked up some appreciable rains. That'll help get the area moistened up some and get the vegetation green again. You know, that was $1 million rain because it sure saved some crops. The corn crop was in big trouble, and the rain that we got in this area actually helped that. That saved that corn crop. But you know, it just depends on where you were. So let's hopefully that everybody will get some rain before this is all said and done. And I'm not sure this is an accurate rendition of where our actual drought figures are, but at least it kind of gives you an idea. So you know, I think that'll improve considerably at the next outlook when it comes out. I don't know, when does it come out again? Do you know?
It would, if that's the updated one, which it kind of looks like it is. The next one will come out next Thursday.
Next Thursday. So we got a whole week to have to wait to see if that thing improves quite a bit. So
I'm sure if you ask anybody who works in agriculture, they'll be able to tell you real quick whether or not they've had enough rain or not.
oh yeah, well, I think most of them are going to say no. I haven't had quite enough rain. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's take a look, because another thing that will break up the drought is a dying tropical system. And
Yeah.
there
Let's
is
talk about Tropical Storm Brett.
Yeah, so let me see if I can call this up here. Brett, this is the projected tracks. Right now it's out, just now entering the, well, what is that, the Caribbean?
No, it's not quite into the Caribbean yet. It should just be coming across the Lesser Antilles.
Yes, okay, that's the Lesser Antilles. It's just getting ready to come across. And what you're seeing is a lot of these different little tracks in there. Let me see if there's a way I can zoom in so you can get just a little bit better look at that. Well, so far I'm not having much luck, but we can only hope. I got Levi over here wishing I'd get my fingers off this stuff. Okay, Levi, good job on that. So what we have here, you see these lines. You see the main dark line is the one they actually believe it will take. But then you've got all these other computer projections. You've got some that takes it up north into Cuba. No one takes it up past Cuba into the Gulf of Mexico. And let me tell you, those Gulf waters are boiling right now. It is absolutely got a lot of energy in it. It is record level heat in those waters. I saw a figure somewhere that said 88 degrees ocean temperature. Now, whew, that's
bath water.
That's almost cooking water. We go out there and get us some baked fish out of that water here if it keeps on warming up like that. But in all reality, though, if that gets out into that or the Bay of Campeche, this thing could really explode quickly.
One thing to note, I've been watching those models over the past day or so, and they have gone from taking that system directly west into Honduras, and you notice the main track they show has started to curve it northward.
Yep.
Towards the Yucatan Peninsula, and if it does that, it could come across and get into the Bay of Campeche, and would not be good for South Texas.
No, it wouldn't, except they also have a drought. And unfortunately, they've been getting some severe weather, though, too. So, you know, the weather is just extreme. Everywhere you go, everything you look at, nothing makes any sense. And I still attribute all this to, and you know what, Mark, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. The Hunga Tonga upper atmospheric moisture combined with switching over to the new El Nino.
The Hunga Tonga, for most of you who don't know, blew up in the Pacific Ocean back in January of last year. And it actually increased the water vapor in the upper atmosphere by 15%, if I remember correct. And not only that, but what that means is it's going to change some climate patterns. You know, I've noticed already that, you know, the models sometimes just don't make any sense. They'll go from one thing, they'll go off to another. I'm saying, whoa, good grief, what's going on here? And I'm pretty well convinced that Hunga Tonga volcano that blew up in the Pacific, and you guys out there can Google that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It explains some of the actual changes to the climate worldwide that this thing may be responsible for. So, you know, I don't know if that's what's causing this, but I do know one thing. This is the earliest, the earliest in this location anywhere in history that's ever formed. Because normally you don't get these things in June. You know, you get them in like late July, September, stuff like that.
Right. And normally when they get into that part of the world they're getting into right now, there's enough shear, which is change with the winds and height, to kind of rip them apart. That's what they were kind of been expecting to happen to Brett, but right now they're not too sure because they don't know for sure. This is unprecedented. They don't have anything to go on, and the models are not really handling it that well.
Okay. Well, and you're right. It's just one of those things where you hope that one of these things will be right, but hey, you know, we've got a lot of different tracks, so one of them's bound to eventually be right if it works. I'm going to take a look at what it looks like on the satellite here with the National Hurricane Center. And not only that, you see Brett, but I think, isn't number 4, the one behind it, isn't that already a named storm?
If it's not, it will very well should be. They are expecting it to become Tropical Storm Cindy within the next 8 hours.
And I believe, I'm not mistaken, Brett looks like it's going to come on east, but then Cindy, if that is in fact what it ends up forming and becoming, would turn off to the north and go up the Atlantic seaboard.
Yeah, everything has shown that, maybe not even reaching the Atlantic seaboard. All the model data so far has taken Cindy up probably to the west of Bermuda, but on up towards Nova Scotia and out in that direction.
So a lot of the folks, I know some of you may be getting ready to go down into the Gulf or the East Coast to enjoy the days of summer before school starts back in well, I guess it starts back in August, doesn't it, nowadays?
It does here.
It used to start in right after Labor Day. Let's see, is it Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day. But it seemed like anymore they change. I can't even keep up with them. You know, sometimes they're going all summer. Sometimes they get out. They get. I don't know. I give up. But anyway, uh, that does look like that's going to be a good time to go and take your vacation, because the normal schools start back in uh, late August, early September, and so they try to get that last few weeks of summer in before we switch off over to fall.
Yeah, and all we're telling you by covering these tropical events is don't cancel your plans yet, but do keep an eye on it for more developments, because right now it's kind of uncertain where all these are going to go.
Now, I did see one projection, and I don't mean to be alarmist on this, because I certainly don't want this to happen, but you remember when Hurricane Ike came up through here, and we actually had a hurricane because the wind speeds were, I think, 75 miles an hour, and 74 to
Right. We
60.
had a cold front approaching from the northwest, and as the remnants of Ike came up, it tightened the pressure gradient up, and the winds increased from being a dying tropical depression to hurricane force.
Yep. So, folks, yeah, we can get a hurricane in this part of the country. It's happened before. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened. And so, one of the things I'd originally seen when they were talking about, Brett, is it had the possibilities of taking the exact same course as Ike did. But you know, that's since fallen by the wayside. Anything could happen. We don't know what's going to happen to Brett. It'll get out there. It could even dissipate. It may not do anything. But I suspect if it gets out of those warm Gulf waters, look out. All bets are off then. So that's something to watch. Watch and see if Brett holds together and gets out into the Gulf or the Bay of Campeche there. And then who knows what can happen. We'll watch it closely. Next thing is, let's see. Let's go to. Let's look at our current map. This is what it looks like out there right now. You see off to the northwest, over northwest Missouri, Iowa, and even back up into the Dakotas. It looks like they got some heavy rain, and that area of yellow is the severe weather. That'd be this area right in here, the hatched area. Don't have much in our area right now. We still could get some isolated rain or storms this afternoon. Don't think it's going to be much. It looks like the same thing will happen again tomorrow. And you see, one thing that you see is this little warm front right here. Oops, hit the wrong thing. But goes from this low down here to about New Orleans. That may actually come up over us before that cold front comes in. If that cold front comes in after that warm front, our air will soup up really quick. The humidity levels will rise, dew points will rise, and then that's when we start seeing the threat for severe weather as that cold front comes in behind it. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see. Not saying it's going to be a big severe threat, but it does look like there could be some severe weather with this. And this would be mainly Sunday night into Monday, wouldn't it, Mark?
Yes, Sunday night into Monday. As we mentioned earlier, that day 4 outlook from the Storms Prediction Center has us, Western Kentucky anyway. Tennessee, probably from the border counties south, looks like you should be okay out of that so far. But we'll have to wait and see, because that's the day 4. Those areas tend to move around a bit and change as they get closer.
Right. So we're going to keep an eye on that. As far as our plans here on our channel here at the Weather and Wisdom channel, we do have Levi here, and we may let him take it live, since you and I will be out of pocket on another job at that time on Sunday evening. But we will join him as soon as possible, and we feel very confident. He knows weather pretty good. He's been sitting here taking it all in with us for quite a while, and he's been out in the field quite a bit. So he's young, but boy, he's got some experience that most people don't get in a long time. So yeah, we're proud to have Levi, but he will be the one that may take this live and keep you informed. I'm gonna be nearby instructing him via phone or something to keep that radar up, because I know that's one thing you folks out there want to see whenever you got severe storms. You want to know, hey, how's it going to affect me? Where is it coming at? Where's it coming to? And how bad is it going to be? So Levi can answer all those questions. I feel very good about that. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about? Let's see. Let's see. There's the actual position right now of Brett. And then this is where they're projecting it to go right now. And you see those S's in that line. Let me see if I can zoom into that a little bit. I don't know if I can or not. Hang on here just a second. But you can see at 8 a.m. in the morning where that blue line is. That's 8 a.m. Friday morning. Actually, it's the next S over is where it is. But you know, it's moving westwards pretty steadily. And so it's still going to be at tropical storm strength. But once we get past that 8 a.m. Saturday, maybe going into Sunday, all bets are off. We have no idea what it's going to do after that. There's a lot of different model renditions of it, and you saw the different spaghetti of the possible tracks. So nobody knows for sure on it. We just have to keep an eye on it, see where it goes. Let's see, Mark, what else you want to say? Anything?
No, everyone, get out and enjoy your weekend as much as possible. It should be a really nice weekend. It's going to be rather warm, but it should be a really nice weekend. And just watch out, keep an ear and an eye open for what these storms are going to do Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening.
I agree with that, and I think what I want to do, I want to take one last look at the radar. Let's see here, right here.
Radar and Met Market radar.
Okay. Here we are. Okay. Hey, Mark. I didn't turn you off this time. I didn't lose you. Yeah, that's all right. Let's see. I'm going to look at our local radar here out of Trenton. And all I see still is off out to the west. Same thing. Put this in motion. See if I can see what direction it's moving. Well, you can kind of see where that circulation's located, somewhere right along in this vicinity right here, as that thing kind of tries to throw those showers back over. But it's all going to be off to the east. I don't think any of that's going to make it our way. So we'll probably end up being dry for most of the afternoon, if not the whole rest of the day. I just don't see much in the way of showers developing. But, you know, we'll keep an eye on it for you. I don't think there'll be anything to worry about, and certainly don't expect any severe today or tomorrow. The next chance for anything severe would be on Sunday. So you're good until then, and I guess all we can do now is say goodbye, Mark.
Yeah, y'all have a great weekend. Be safe, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye, Mark, and see you all.